the board, the board and the parents. The one thing about the MCA board and parents is they're very committed. Those people, this current board and the parents that are out there now, they have expressed commitment. They want to keep the school open. They want to have students in the fall. They want to make it work. And to the school's credit for all the issues that we know have happened. I mean, they've been open a year, and this is their third full governing board. They're on their third school leader. One was an interim. But when I've talked to parents, when I've talked to families out there, what I hear is that the students are fired up. A lot of the students, they want to learn. There are kids that are wanting to come home and read and do homework that have never been that way before. So that's a credit to that school. What we haven't seen is the data. We haven't seen the milestones results come back for the 2015-16 school year. Who knows when we'll get those, to be honest. We got the 2014-15 milestone results in March, April. So it'll be a while. Hopefully it won't be that long. Hopefully we'll have them within the next couple weeks. So I don't know. We haven't gotten any data back yet that lets us know how that school has done academically. But there have been some struggles there too. MCA is a done venture. Too many problems that can't be fixed. Move on and use its revenue for other Bibb County schools. Learn from this situation. And the revenue is another interesting part of this. There may be some people out there who feel like the state and the local school board are kind of being bullies when it comes to Macon Charter Academy and wanting to rush this termination this summer. But there's some valid reasons for that. If you think about the way school financing works, it's based on student count, which means all the students from Bibb County that are at Macon Charter Academy, because it's a locally funded charter school, that funding is coming from the Bibb County school system to those students. Well, because that school's only been open for a year, there really hasn't been time for adjustments. There really hasn't been time to say, okay, we know that now that Macon Charter Academy is open, Williams Elementary, just to use an example of an elementary school that's kind of close, we know that they need fewer third grade teachers because of Macon Charter Academy or whatever. That's just an example. There haven't been really any times for full adjustment for that because that school's been only open for a year and it's been such turmoil that the school system hasn't, in my opinion, probably hasn't had a chance to really capitalize on the savings in revenue that you could have from having a charter school open. Where you could say, hey, these schools now, if Macon Charter Academy and ACE are open as local charter schools for a long time, and eventually Bloomfield Prep, if those schools are open for a long time, you could start to see where, hey, we used to need Alex 2 and Williams, but maybe we don't need Williams now, or maybe we don't need, in the northern part of the county, maybe we don't need Springdale and Lane. I mean, these are just names. I'm not saying they're going to close down any of those schools. I'm just saying long term, you could start to see some of that where because we have a charter school, there are areas in the county where we may not need as many elementary schools. And then you can start saving on utilities and personnel there and things like that. But because this school's only been open for a year, you haven't been able to capitalize on those savings yet. So you're losing the revenue from those students essentially in your regular schools that have to remain open, have to remain at close to the same staffing. So yeah, if the budgeting process will go a lot more smoothly if the school system knew exactly the finances they were working with. About $3 million from calculations that I've heard would come back into the main pot if Macon Charter Academy were to close. Now they would need to hire some more teachers, but there would still be some finances that would work out in the district's favor as a whole if they could go ahead and figure out whether or not MCA is a viable school for next year. So there's good reasons why this timeline needs to get rushed.